Hello and welcome back to the PRL podcast. This week we will be reviewing both divisions' efforts at driving around the Monaco street circuit, as well as having a few guests on for the new quickfire questions segment. So it should be a good one. We will also be previewing the Canadian Grand Prix, where both divisions will tackle that circuit. But unfortunately, this week Gary is not with us, which is not good. But what is good is Mark is with us. So how you doing, lads?
Yeah, all good. Very good.
Yeah, good.
Good. Right, Mitch, if you want to kick us off, as always,
No,
with
I
some of
will.
the
I will.
D1 results. Bit of
Yeah,
quality, bit of race.
quite like these results, you know. Yeah, so on pole we had a certain Mitch Emery. 2 tenths clear of anyone else. Just want to add that. Louis was on the front row with me, which he kind of put in a lap at the end. Last gasp really. I think he had quite a poor quali. And then rounding out the top 10 we had Gil, the reserve, Jarry, Harry, Flair, Rick, Decky, Killer, and then Max. Sorry, Falcon. His name is Max on the website for some reason. Then moving on to the race. It was a very wet race, wasn't it?
It was a wet to dry, wasn't it? So I thought of this. I wish I thought of it at the time. I should have started on Inters. It would have saved you. I think you'd have lost about maybe 5 seconds at the start because you're on the wrong tyre, but you would have saved, I don't know how long the pit stop is, but surely you would have saved 20 seconds by not having to make another stop.
Yeah.
Didn't someone do that?
No, I think
Genius if they did.
Jake nearly did, but he said he didn't do it. No, I don't think.
I wish I had thought of it. I just completely. I think it's because I'd kind of written off the chance of any points, regardless what strategy I do. But
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
you're
have
gonna
worked
crash.
out a treat. So,
You-
yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
And you did. Um.
Yep.
So yeah, I won the race. It's good to be back up there.
Nice one.
Thank you,
Triple
guys.
crown, not triple crown, but triple
Triple 3 in a
Monaco
row.
race winner. Yeah.
Falcon second.
He had a
Really,
good
really good
recovery.
race. Yeah, recovery from was it 10th on the grid, something like that.
Yeah, and he
Um,
had damage lap 1. So
Yeah, I don't know how he managed to get second out of that. I think he went on Inters really early, which gained him a lot of time. Then we had Killer in P3. What a drive from
he
him.
just
Wow.
keeps on giving. Every race, he ceases to prove how good he is. You can sit I thought after Australia and Bahrain, I thought, okay, his luck's gonna run out at one point. But every race, he's just putting
He's
in
just
these
so
good
clean.
results. I
It's,
I wish I had what he had, because
Yeah.
whatever he's doing, I am certainly not doing. It could be skill. It could just be being good at the game.
he's surely driver of the season at the moment.
100% power rankings say so, at least. So.
Yeah, he's miles ahead. Then we had Rick, a brilliant P4, ahead of the reigning champion Decky. Decky had quite an eventful race as well. I think he had 3 pit stops rather than 2.
Yeah, and
An incident with
debatable
Falcon,
incident with Falcon, which
but
we don't
we'll go
really know the
into-
answer to. Yeah.
maybe go into a little bit later. Flair or VSR Childs, I think his name is now. 6th. He
Yeah.
actually showed really good pace. I remember him
He
catching me in
finished
the wet,
third on
Did he?
track.
but he got penalties.
Yeah, just had so many penalties.
No.
He ended up 6th or whatever.
Yeah, his pace. He was catching me in the wet. I did make a mistake, but I think he closed the gap by about a second and a half. And in the dry, he was setting purple laps as well.
Yeah, he did actually message me and say after the race, he said, because he wanted one of his penalties removed, but he said he felt he could have won that race if he had a clean thing, and obviously we'll never know. But from what you're saying, it sounds like he definitely had the pace to at least
Yeah,
mix it with you. So
yeah. I don't know how long. Yeah, it's weird in Monaco. It's not a normal race, is it? But then moving on to moving on to Neo in 7th. I think it's his worst track of the calendar by far. So 7th is not too bad for him,
Yeah,
considering he
good.
hates the track. Own P8, another solid few points for him.
Yeah, good to see him back in the points.
I'm pretty sure I saw him pointing the wrong direction at one point. When they're going
That's
past
very
him.
possible around Monaco.
Yeah, he outperformed his teammate as well, who didn't finish in the end. Louis, I don't know how many stops he did. He did a lot. I think it was 5.
He did
Yeah, it was 5
5.
stops.
Oh,
But he got 2 points and fastest lap, so who's the real winner, you know?
Yeah, it was all worth it, wasn't it?
Yeah. Only a lap down in the end, and 2 points for him. Then YHYY, who nicked a point off his teammate Adam, or F1 Racer.
Oh, Adam. I love Adam. He values a point like 25 points to like you or someone. Like, I actually love Adam.
Yeah.
His dream of getting that 1 point. It's so nice to
Crushed
see.
by
Like,
his teammate as he
please,
comes across the
please,
line.
please. You have to watch that video if anyone hasn't. It's probably one of the fun. Sorry, Adam, I feel bad saying this, but it was absolutely hilarious because he was just so annoyed. He was on the mic, and at the end, all you can hear is something. I'm convinced he broke something at the end when you just saw YHYY jump above.
what do you just do? Like,
You just heard something just get clattered in the background, and yeah, you know, in Gary's, I suppose in Gary's absence, and because I'm standing in for him, I thought I might as well give him a little bit of trouble
Stick.
in Gary's stead.
yeah, Gary would do that. We know Gary would do that.
Then we move on to the first of the DNFs. There was quite a few, but that was expected at Monaco, especially in the wet. Maxi Luca, I think he could have got a podium, you know, if he had a clean race. His pace looked solid, but I think he retired quite early on in the end. Yeah, I think I saw him crash into a wall and lose a few wings. Then we had Gil, the reserve, filling in for Michael, I believe.
He's not really hit the ground running, has he? We heard a lot about him before he joined, and
What,
then since.
Maxi Luca or Gil?
No, Gil. Maxi
Oh,
was
right.
kind of the opposite. We didn't think he'd be this fast, and he's been absolutely on it every
Yeah.
race, really. But Gil, we thought he was as fast as Cara, but he hasn't shown anything like that pace so far.
He was doing Formula Europe, I think, so he didn't practice at all for Monaco.
To be fair, I know he didn't practice for that. But I'm getting his excuse out of the way. I told him he's racing Canada if he wants to, so he's had ample time to practice for next week's race.
Yeah. Then we have Harry, who did a really audacious strategy, didn't he? He tried to stay out in the wets, like a bit like Hamilton in 2016, but they were so slow. He was using about 5 seconds a lap in the end.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
And he kind of, yeah, the wet period lasted too long, I think, in the end for that to work. And he ended up P14. Simsai, who we talked about a bit earlier with Own, he came 15th. He didn't really practice, and it was a bit of a joined the lobby quite late, so I don't think anyone was really expecting much from him anyway. Sam, P16.
I mean, what the people don't know. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. I was arguably the best engineer of the race. I was in Mitch's ear, updating him on lap times, sector times, penalties, you name it. I was updating him when his dinner was after the race, like everything. I was on top of it.
Please upload that.
Nah, I mean, I should actually, but like, I just didn't practice. I knew I'd break my wings somewhere. It's kind of a bad attitude. It's not really good, but yeah, I'm super stoked that you got the win because I know you wanted that. So.
Yeah. Then we had the 2 Red Bulls bringing up the rear, both not finishing in the end. Agony and Jarry. What happened to Jarry? Didn't even complete a lap, I don't think.
Just binned it by himself, I think.
Oh,
He was in third, but he was off a
yeah, he started
Yeah,
third.
he was running higher up.
Oh no, he started P4. I think it was third, like turn 1 or something. Agony, I assume he just hit the wall or something, because he also retired.
Well, no, he got really unlucky.
Oh, did
Simside lagged off the start, so his car stopped, and Agony just went straight into it.
Simsai's lag was outrageous from the video.
It was really bad, but Simside's never had lag problems, like ever. So I was shocked to see him lagging, and it's typical Agony that it's his luck that it affects his race. So I feel bad for Agony in that respect.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to D2 now?
we've got the preview for Canada.
Oh, we do, don't we?
It's not going to be long. I think where to start. Obviously, it's no secret, Mitch, that this is potentially your favourite track. I might be wrong in saying that.
It is.
But regardless, you are exceptional at this. I've been in practice with you. I can say that Neo's looking pretty racy around here, and he was very good last season. And in fact, he won last season, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's going to be looking competitive around here. But I think, obviously, you can say this as well, Mark. It's such a short track that in quali particularly, it's quite easy to invalidate for a start. But if everyone nails a lap, the grid's going to be pretty close. Like, it's like Austria. It's like other small tracks. The grid will be very bunched up.
Yeah, I think maybe more for especially for you guys. But I've just noticed that every corner, in fact, every single corner, you can lose 3 tenths by not even just taking it like terribly, but by just not taking it optimally. So I think D2
completely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think D2 might be a little bit more spread out than perhaps people would think. And I think even the hairpin. I mean, how hard is it to take a hairpin?
Oh, I keep locking up in there. Yeah.
You can lose 2 tenths down the straight, easy. So
no, 100%. It's one of those tracks where the track limits are so hit and miss. Like, you practically have to guess where they are. And at the end of the day, whoever exploits them to their best advantages, because it's all chicanes, they're probably going to get the fastest lap. So I respect someone who knows where to cut and can put the lap together, but it is very hit and miss. You can cut a little bit and get invalidate, and then on the next chicane, you can just straight line it and you don't get invalidate. So
I think you'll see a lot of people. Well, what I would plan to do is put in a bit of a banker for my first lap, and then perhaps just go for absolute hell for leather on the second.
100%. That's what I'm going to do. For my practice, I can get 4 laps in quali, 2 in the first run, 2 in the second one.
Yeah. Also,
so in theory, I should get a lap in.
The pit lane is very, very short, which could open opportunities for the 2-stop.
See, I like that. Maka pointed that out in the pre-race questions. Go check them out if you haven't. But the tyre wear's not really an issue, is it? So I haven't done a race stint, you might know a bit more, Mitch, but going long on your ultra softs, I don't think the lap times drop off that much.
Yeah, they don't.
I could be wrong.
They don't really. I don't know. It's like 13 seconds you lose from a stop, or 14, around there. So it's like much shorter.
Jeez,
yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if you gain back the time or not.
Maybe it is worth trying it, but I think usually where the 2-stop's good is when tyre drop-off performance is very high. Yeah. So pitting again can benefit you a lot. And I think on Canada, I think the ultra softs could go half the race if you stretch them out.
Yeah, and I think you can. I think you attribute the pit lane because you actually effectively missed 2 corners, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The pit lane just cuts straight out.
That's probably why it's so fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So do you want to make top 5 for Canada and D1?
Okay, so if I had to predict top 5, it would be, I'm gonna have to back my teammate here. I'll put Mitch first. Second, I know Flair. This is a bold prediction, but Flair's an absolute monster around this track, so I'm gonna predict Charles in second. Third, I'll have Decky. I just think he's lost a bit of motivation, so he's not quite there. Fourth and fifth, I'm going to say is going to be Falcon and Neo, but which way around, I've no idea. It's so hard to predict. I've no idea.
Yeah. Mark, do you have any predictions?
I would hope that Killer keeps it up, and I just kind of want the title to, because it seems, from what I understand, I think is Falcon running away with it.
It's
bit.
Kind of.
Not, I wouldn't say running away with it, but he's got a definite lead so far.
Yeah. It's just because he's kept it the cleanest, I guess. Apart from Bahrain, obviously, but it's 1-2 out of 4.
And then came second.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I would probably go Mitch, Falcon, and Neo. That's a guess. For the top 3.
Fair enough. Yeah, Neo is quite quick. Obviously, won last season as well. If I was to make a prediction, it's really hard. Is it Michael racing? Do we know?
I think so.
Because his
Oh, I
connection.
forgot about Michael. Jeez.
Yeah, his connection could be an issue. That's the only
I
problem.
hope he's racing, as long as his connection's good.
I'll say Falcon for the win, and I'll say I'll be second. Neo third. Michael, if he races, I'll put Michael fourth, and then Decky fifth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that
Well, I
rounds
think
up
that-
D1.
Yeah. Rounds out our D1 section. Now we will be moving on to the D1 quickfire questions segment. It went down a treat last time. So yeah, moving on to that. Okay. Right, moving on to the quickfire questions. Like last week, the guest will be given 10 questions where he has to produce a PRL Division 1's driver's name as the answer. So moving on, the first guest of this week, one of our 3 Finnish drivers, I think. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Right, so your first question is, let me just have a check. Who is the best driver on the grid?
Ooh, probably, I don't know, Michelangelo.
Ooh, okay.
Who is the most annoying driver on track?
On track.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't had any annoying drivers so far.
You have to pick.
Yeah, I would say Dicky, but only when he has pitted and
And you haven't pitted,
and
yeah.
I haven't, and he has to get past me, and he does it. I don't know.
Well, that is understandable.
Which driver do you get on best with?
Probably my brother, YHYY.
fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's fair enough. Which PL driver makes you laugh the most, and why?
It's you, Sam. I don't know why.
Oh.
It's just something about you.
Hope it's not at me.
Yeah.
Mitch?
It's not me, is it?
It is you.
How could it be me?
It's you. Come on.
Okay. Neo or Killer?
Mia.
Yeah, me too.
You're trapped on a desert island with one driver. Who would you pick?
My teammate Gary.
Why?
wow.
Why would you pick him?
I don't know. I feel like I know him the most, except from my brother, and I don't really want to spend time with my brother on an island.
That is fair enough. Right, who would you least want to team with?
Maybe some of the top drivers like Falcon, because the expectations are high. for the
Oh, fair
championship.
Okay, who would win in a fight, you or your brother?
I have to say me, but
Why would you say you?
it's pride.
I respect it. Back yourself.
And who is the most underrated driver on the grid?
Own HVB.
That's not a bad
Ah,
shot.
yeah. Right. Well, thank you.
Finally, there's one more, Mitch.
Oh, well, sorry.
Right.
You have to say, might not be one, but who is the dirtiest driver in Division 1?
Based on this season, Mitch.
Ah! Well, thank you. Actually, I don't know if I want to say that anymore.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
Go away.
It was a pleasure having you on there. Wish
Good
you
luck.
all the best in Canada. You came second there last time. Or no, you qualified
no.
the pole. That's
Yeah,
what you did.
qualified. Oh,
I wish you all the
yeah.
best.
Then Michelangelo put me on the wall. So
I hope the same doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Good luck, Rick.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers, Rick. Now moving to our second guest, a PRL veteran, and the gift that keeps on giving in terms of points. How are you doing, Killer? I'm going to call you Jake, by the way. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Right. So to kick off your 10 questions, who is the best driver on the grid?
Decky.
Okay, who is the most annoying driver on track?
Mitch. No.
Oh god.
Oh.
He actually meant it, didn't he?
Yeah, you did. Someone's already said me, so yeah.
After a cheeky little dive bomb at the hairpin on Monaco, I'm going to have to say Falcon. No, not Falcon. Fleck,
Oh.
because when he's behind you, never quite sure what he's going to do. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Which driver do you get on best with?
I couldn't possibly pick between my bros, Mitch, Sam, and Neo. So,
You gotta pick one.
You've got to pick one.
Neo, I can't be cruel to my teammate.
Oh, you'll find out a bit later. You can be cruel to teammates. Which PRL driver makes you laugh the most?
Mitch.
Oh,
Oh wow.
I'm flattered.
That's the first nice thing someone said about it.
That was genuine shock. Not because he's not funny. It's just everyone normally rags on him.
Right, Decky or Harry?
Decky.
Ooh.
You're trapped on a desert island with one driver. Who would you pick?
Neo.
Why would you pick him?
This is very PR, isn't it?
I think he'd just be an amusing character to end my life with.
That got very deep pretty fast, to be fair, didn't it?
Levity in the at the very end.
Who would you least want to team with?
You, Sam, because you're not very good.
Damn it!
Here, here.
That's fair
Okay,
enough.
Neo... Wait, hang on. Who would win in a fight between you and Neo?
Neo,
I
I'm too
are
nice, I just let him win.
Oh, that's very true.
Who is the most underrated driver on the grid?
Me, no.
It's
You
true.
can say yourself.
I think Rick, personally. Even if I was.
Oh, you're the second person to say that.
I think Rick, yeah.
Fair enough. Your final question, and there may not be an answer to this, but you are going to have to give one anyway. Who is the dirtiest driver in Division 1?
I don't want to be cruel, but
If you say Mitch. So.
I said I don't want to be cruel.
You've got to give an answer. You have to.
Falcon.
Oh, there it is. That rounds out the 10 questions. Thank you, Jake, for taking part. Have you got anything you want to say to any drivers?
As we've established, I'm too nice. I'm too nice to call anyone out. So.
What, so you're just saying, I don't mean anything I said, take it on the chin kind of thing?
Yeah, basically.
Fair enough. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Killer. I wish you all the best at Canada.
I don't.
Thank you.
Yeah, in reality, I don't, because I really want to beat you this race, but
I can't return a compliment because Force India have to stay ahead of Williams.
It's a tussle. It's a tussle.
It's not even Williams, it's just Mitch. But anyway,
Oh,
thank you
shut
for
up!
coming on.
Don't start this argument.
Thank you for coming on. Good luck.
And come on, Killer. Pad Union Assemble. Absolute legend.
Yeah, cheers, Killer. Right, now on to the Division 2 segment. We have our expert Mark with us who will give us the ins and the outs. So let's get into this. Mark, do you want to take us through the Divisions 2 efforts at the Monaco circuit?
Yeah, absolutely. Predictably, absolute carnage, of course. particularly in D2. But yeah, I think first and foremost, pole and a win for Kalek. Finished 38 seconds clear of his nearest rival. Pretty much complete domination round here, but it is an unusual track, so I don't think he'll be doing
Don't start
it
this argument. We've just had it today.
yeah, obviously I played a bit of devil's advocate in regards to his speed and just giving Tom a nice little nudge. But yeah, Kalek did really well, and I think it's a bit. I don't want to take anything away from someone that dominates a win in D2, because the moment someone dominates a win, everyone's like, oh, they shouldn't be here anyway. He won. Get over it. Come on.
Just saying, I think Kalek got the fastest lap as well, didn't he?
Yeah, by an absolute mile as well. Sorry, I'm actually not doing his calls any good.
That is a Grand Slam then, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he lead
And that's
every
pretty
lap?
rare.
That's impressive.
He may have, I don't know. I think he did. Yeah, I think he actually probably did lead every lap. I know he led from the line.
Oh, is that what you have to do to get it? Lead every lap?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that as well. Oh, fair enough. Well, either way, he dominated, so fair play to him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really glad he's Robert's new teammate in the Force India. That's really good. Really good for me to try and beat Robert. Great. And then you've got Army in second. Grid started on the second row in third. Yeah, really solid race from Army. Actually, he needed this because he had a bit of a poor start to the season. So I hope that's a bit of a confidence boost for him, because I think he's definitely up there, isn't he? So
Yeah.
Yep. Agree with that.
Waluigi in third, seemingly like Mr. Consistent of the league. Started in fourth. Yeah, just brought it home. Quite close to fourth place as well. It was quite tight, I think, by the end of it. But yeah, this guy just keeps grinding out results. It's really impressive.
It's fair to say at this point that he is one of the favourites for the title, is he not?
Not in my book. I think he's probably the most likely person to come second. And I know that sounds odd, but
That sounds exceptionally odd.
like, at the moment, it's over a short sample, isn't it? So people have been messing up.
Agreed.
Like, so if he keeps a consistency, eventually the consistency in the long run might end up working against him. But initially, he's obviously doing quite well. But I actually think he's more than likely going to come second than he is first, purely because someone is going to pull it out the bag, like Cara did last year when he won like 6 races in a
So
row.
basically, I think I know exactly what you're saying. He hasn't maybe necessarily got the race-winning potential, but he's easily got podium potential.
Yes, and I think that will build up enough points over a short period of time. But maybe I'm wrong. All it takes is for him to improve a little bit, and then he can work off a really good points bank. So
That's good. That's good.
Is he,
sorry, go on.
as I say, he's a bit like Killer, because he
Watch
very
keeps it
consistent.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's exceptionally clean, exceptionally clean driver. He's probably the cleanest driver on the grid, actually, from what I've seen of him.
Yeah, because I see he
That's
keeps
good to
getting
hear.
really good results as well.
Another disappointing week for V5. I don't think you'll mind me saying that. Kudos for being the last man not to be lapped. Well done, D2. That's a horrible stat.
What, in fifth?
No,
Fourth.
fourth, I think.
Fifth and down, got lapped. Jesus Christ. Kalek must have dominated.
Yeah. It was His V5 started in second and come fourth. I think he snapped his wing off. But was following. But to be fair to V5, he was following Kalek quite closely all the way around. I think them two are in a different league, but yeah, that cost him. But I don't know, bit of a disappointing start for V5 for the season. But I think he's the only person in the division, other than maybe Kalek. Actually, I'd say he's most likely to be able to just string 4 wins together.
Yeah. He
Fair
showed
enough.
quite good pace last season and quite good promise. So
Yeah, definitely. You got Robertson in 5th. It's a really strong weekend for Force India. He finished. He's also the only person to finish a lap behind. Everyone else below him finished 2 or more. An incredible stat in itself. And he was the last guy to 1 stop as well. I think that probably tells you all you need to know really about why people finish 2 laps behind. But yeah, no, really solid race by Robert, and just keeps picking up points. It's really, really annoying because me and him finished level last year, and I think we were looking to battle each other, but I've let him down a bit so far. You got James. James or James? Can you please message me and tell me how to pronounce your
I
name?
think it's James.
Jammers.
I know he's got a British flag next to him, so all right, James, fine. He's grid 15th. I didn't realise this actually. Just having a quick look now. That's an incredible race. I was actually a bit harsh on him, I think, initially, but that's a really good result from 15th.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely.
6th, didn't he? Wow, it's a really good race.
Yeah, 6th. Yeah, Aaron in 7th. Very similar actually. Pretty much their races almost look twinned in that sense. Both 2 stops. He was 14th. And picked up some decent points. So yeah, I think that's Aaron's. Is that Aaron's first points? Yeah, I think it is actually. So shout out to Aaron.
Fair play to him. Fair play.
You had Steve-O in 8th, who was over a lap down after about 6 laps.
That's a recovery.
No, it really wasn't. No offence, Steve.
Oh, okay.
It was just a capitulation from everyone. He was actually very quick, but yeah, I mean. Yeah, he'll be very glad to. He was very chuffed to pick up 4 points and nick a few points off Dave and myself. So he was chuffed with that. The man of the day, probably the only person other than Calic and Army who actually walked away with a smile on their face from this race, which is Ibo. What a man.
So happy for him. I'm so happy. He always grafting for those points, and to get him at Monaco already.
Yeah.
It's probably his hunting ground. Over recent seasons, Monaco has probably been the Ibo hunting ground, surely.
He started 17th, didn't he?
Yeah, started in the 17th. I can tell you from experience. I'll group in mine, his, and Stein's race together because. I come 10th on the back of it, but I was 14 seconds clear of him with 28 seconds of penalties.
God.
And there was 5 laps to go, and I thought, and I hope Ibo doesn't mind me saying this, but I thought, it's alright, it's Ibo, someone will lap him, he will end up going off, he would spin out, would do something silly. I think I had a yellow wing and a light green wing, and the guy just wouldn't go away. He just stayed at 14 seconds. It was the most annoying thing. By the time I finished, I was actually just watching him go around and just thinking, well done. And the thing is, he actually earned it as well. That was a good thing. That's what I liked about it. So it's a real kudos to him.
Fair play.
10th place for me. 2 laps back. Started 7th. Absolutely shocking. I can't believe our 4-stop was suboptimal.
It makes me laugh when you say something outrageous like going on inters in the dries is suboptimal. It's just always
Just a little bit.
It's definitely not the winning play. And yeah, I smacked. Me and Stein basically didn't do anything for Dutch-British relations. I think we were absolutely outrageous to each other, and consequently he DNF'd, and in 12th. And Yugi kind of rounded it out in 11th. Started 10th, and he was 3 laps back. So I think he also had quite a unfortunate race alongside pretty much most of us, if I'm honest. Yeah. D2, this is not an advert for us generally. Sorry, Calic and Army. I'm really kind of stepping on your fire. And Ibo, I'm stepping on your fire, but come on, lads, let's not do this again.
Unfortunately, you don't have to. Monaco only happens once in the calendar. So.
Absolutely. Oh no, that's my favourite track. Don't.
Do we move on to predictions then? For Canada?
Yeah, I'll start it off. Um,
Yeah,
Tom to come
please do.
first.
Tom,
Yeah,
Tiggerby,
Tiggerby.
for those you don't know.
Yeah, Tiggerby to come first, purely because he's been
Bold.
telling everyone absolutely how rapid he is, obviously all week, and how he's the fastest. So I'm
Fair
pretty
play.
sure he's got a point to prove. And if he did it, it would just be hilarious. I'd want him to absolutely just tell everyone
Milk
he's
it
gonna
completely.
snap it. But he's quick round here, and and I know he's quick round here, and he's been sandbagging when we've been practicing like he always does. So yeah, Tom for first. Second, I'll say V5. Yeah, just continue his redemption. And throw in a third for Waluigi because I think he's always going to be there or thereabouts.
Fair enough.
Oh, fair enough. Well, for my three, I'm going to say V5 will come first. He has to win one of these races. It's been too long since he hasn't. I know he won Australia, but since Calic and Waluigi have started showing up, he's been struggling a little. And everyone knows he's got the pace to win, so I'm going to predict him for first. Second, I'm going to predict Calic. Seems a bit stupid to not have him somewhere on the podium. And in third, I'm going to go bold. I don't know who I'm going to say. I think I'll say... No, I'm not going that bold. I think I'll say...
Don't
I'm
say that.
tempted to say someone like Dave or someone who's not going to pick up penalties because I think this track easy to pick up penalties. So I think with a bit of change in conditions, maybe an incident, I genuinely think someone who never finds himself particularly near the podium could definitely be on it this race. So I'm going to say Dave, but anyone in his bracket could also be there.
Fair enough. I'm gonna say Tom will win on track, but Calic will win
Ooh.
through penalties. So I think Tom will come second, but Calic will win, and then I'll say V5 for third, because as you said, he needs to prove himself, and his pace does look very good. Yeah, Tom's pace looks good. I've raced with him quite a few seasons in a different league in Canada, and he's always been quick there. Yeah, so I think that'll be it. And Calic's pace looks really good. So that's my top three.
As always.
If you want my little dark horse tip, it would actually probably
go
be
on.
Stein.
Ooh, what? Because he's so angry that you ruined his race in Monaco that he's coming back for something.
No. He's actually he's very consistent, and I'd probably slightly owe him an apology, but he owes me one too, so he can go away. But yeah, I think actually he's very similar. I'd say he's a bit quicker than Dave and Steve-O on his day, I think. And I think if he could, I don't know enough about his consistency, but I suspect he could actually do all right around here as well.
Oh, fair.
Okay.
Well, I think that wraps us up for the D2 preview and post-race review. I think that wraps us up completely, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think anyone from D2 is going to be doing the quick fire questions, which is always a shame to see, because it's great to hear your guys' opinions, and we so far have not had a D2 guy to do these questions, which is sure everyone in D2 likes listening to them as well. So yeah, shout out to anyone who wants to come on. Like last week, just message us. It doesn't have to be long. You can use a voice changer if you really don't want to show your voice. But yeah, feel free to come on and say what you like. But yeah, I think that is it for today, boys. It's been a pleasure, as always. Great fun. I wish everyone who's watching this the best in Canada, and hope you get the result you want, as long as I finish ahead of you if that's people in D1. So yeah, take care everyone. Take care.
Perfect.
Yeah,
See you later.
thanks guys. Williams 1-2 coming up.